Once we've gone through all the pleasantries, conversation, we've seen the house, toured around, we'll go ahead and begin, and I'm going to assume that Kevin Risen is my seller, so I'll be asking him a couple of questions along the way. But as we begin, Kevin, thank you again for having me over to your lovely home. It is absolutely stunning. And as I begin the presentation, I think probably no big surprise to you, we sell a lot of homes along the Front Range of Colorado. In fact, last year, no one sold more homes than we did. We sold nearly 8,000 homes last 12 months. And what you may not realize is that, in fact, in the upper end marketplace, no one sells more luxury homes than Coldwell Banker right here in Colorado. So we're very proud of that fact, but if you're like many people, you're wondering, how is it that you do it so differently? What do you do differently to cause the home to sell? And I think that's really where we set ourselves apart. And I say we for a reason. I think many agents out there in the marketplace today actually spend their time and talk to consumers about what they do differently. And in reality, what makes us so strong is that we work as a team. The entire company is involved in getting homes sold during today's unique marketplace. This is an example of the type of system that we use. It's called CB3, our Listing Rewards Program. When you list your property with us, we take great pride in offering you rewards that most companies, quite frankly, can't even dream of. Here are 8 things we do that are really different from the competition. I'm going to go through each one of these things in some detail so that you have a clear picture of what we do differently and how that different approach results in a different result. So the first thing we do is we actually employ a professional photographer to come in and take pictures of your beautiful home. You've done so much to make your home look so stunning and really set it apart from the competition. But if we can't create photography, magazine-grade photography that really sets the property apart, then I think we miss the entire opportunity. So step 1, excellent photography. The second thing we do after we got the photography done is we produce a 30-second professional television spot to feature your home. Here's a little clipping kind of how it looks when it's on screen. Obviously it's moving when it's on TV. But importantly, my name and information is on here because quite frankly, I can't get your home sold until I can get somebody into your property. And the best person to do that is me, the listing agent. So I take great pride in making sure we drive people right to me, to my cell phone number, so we can get them in your home. Now we take this really sharp 30-second TV spot, and we also air that on the networks of 9 News on our TV show. Great way to get added exposure every Saturday morning. We have that TV show and we feature homes. I then take that same video and I feature that on what's called the Coldwell Banker channel. In fact, it's the highest trafficked real estate channel on YouTube, and you may know YouTube is the second highest trafficked search engine in all of the internet, so it really is a powerful way of getting your property out there. I also place it on YouTube, what I call YouTube Native, and that's a great way just to get people aware of your home based on the property address. And lastly in this segment, kind of interesting, what we do is we take this actual video, and with your permission, I'm going to put this on the bottom of every one of my signature lines of all my emails. Now, I send about 1,200 emails a month, every single month. I send emails out to buyers, to sellers, to home inspectors, to appraisers, mortgage companies. I want to make sure we leave no rock unturned. So this has been a really powerful tool. And in fact, if you want to take this same link and post it on your signature line, or Facebook, or send it out to friends and family, not a problem at all. I can make sure that happens as well. So when it comes to print advertising, we want to make sure that our print marketing is really second to none in the marketplace. Let me start by asking you this question, Kevin. Have you ever seen one of these publications before, Kevin? I mean, there are a number of them. They're very, snazzy looking publications that you may have seen. And those look familiar?
Yeah, I think I have seen one or two of those. Yes.
Which one comes to mind?
Well, I'd say that Connoisseur.
The Connoisseur, beautiful magazine, by the way. Do you have a copy handy by chance? Do you have a copy?
I doubt it. I'd have to check with my wife, but we don't keep those things.
Okay, well you're not unlike a lot of people, and quite frankly, it's the reason why when we used to have one of these magazines, we actually stopped doing it, and here's the reason. 86% of all the folks that receive one of these in the mail, an unsolicited real estate publication, end up throwing it in the trash can before it's ever looked at. A real waste of limited resources in today's competitive marketing arena. Have you seen a copy of our publication?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, it's Colorado Homes and Lifestyles magazine. Let me tell you the difference between the two publications. This publication, the defining difference, this publication is subscribed to by 33,000 people. That means they pay to get this publication every single issue. Because it's a paid subscription magazine, we also have demographic stats on the subscribers. And in fact, the average net worth of a subscriber is $1.7 million. The average home they live in is worth $700,000. And most importantly, what we discovered is that 1,300 of the folks that subscribe to this magazine don't even live in Colorado. They live all over the world: Chicago, Santa Fe, Los Angeles. We think someday they might be thinking about moving to Colorado, and therefore it's really a great way for us to be able to feature properties. Now, I'll be honest with you, it isn't inexpensive. It's, in fact, a page in this retail price is $4,000 a page. But again, we can't afford to leave any rock unturned. So I will provide a quarter-page ad for you in this publication, because quite frankly, this is the right demographic. This is where we need your home to be found. Once we have this out in the streets, we'll send out a jumbo postcard announcing your property to all of your neighbors. We just think that neighbors oftentimes are the very best people to talk about your house. You know, in many ways, they have friends, they have neighbors, they have family members. They really want to live in the neighborhood, so it's a great way to get the information out to them. You know, many companies will print up, inexpensive little black and white brochures. We do. Again, we use that beautiful magazine-grade quality of photography and do really impressive brochures that really set us apart from the competition. They're really impressive. Again, they're not expensive. They're heavy-duty. Now, these are not designed to go in what we used to call the old-fashioned brochure boxes. Maybe you've seen those before, Kevin. They're the old boxes that hang on the side of a sign, and in reality, the dilemma is that when you do find them, oftentimes, oh my gosh, oftentimes they're soggy, they're missing. So we pioneered this new program called CB Mobile. We have a rider across the top of the sign, as you can see here, with an 800 number. The prospective buyer types in that number on their smartphone, and we've discovered that most people all have smartphones now. And as they do that, put the number in their smartphone, what they end up with is a beautiful brochure, electronic brochure, with excellent imagery, lots of multiple photographs, all the latest information about the property, including videos, YouTube videos, your own personal videos, but most importantly, when a consumer activates this type of technology, you get the phone number and the name of the person calling. So, or rather I do. So I have the ability to be able to reach out to that buyer, potential buyer, and ask them if now might be a good time to step inside and see the home. Remember, I can't sell your home until I can get people inside your property. So I work very hard at doing that. Now, I also have a sphere, a personal list, if you will, of about 1,000 people. They're past clients, or future clients, current clients, again, home inspectors. In many cases, they're people like lenders and appraisers. I send out a really sharp, you can kind of see the style, email to every single one of those people featuring your beautiful property. And here's the fun part. When they click through to see more photographs, or to see it on the map, or to get more information about this beautiful home, I'm notified. And I know who went there and how often they went there. So if I'm going to reach out to certain prospective people, I have a great roadmap, if you will, to make sure my time is used efficiently. Now, Kevin, one last question as we wrap things up here, because I know we have a limited amount of time, and I want to be respectful of that. Were there any websites that you went to before you called me to find out information about properties?
Well, I went to, I'm trying to remember, I know I went to Realtor.com and probably Zillow. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Okay.
Well, boy, I tell you, you're like a lot of America. In fact, more people went to Realtor.com last year than any other website in America regarding real estate. It is the central powerhouse of real estate. And quite frankly, I'm not very happy with that. I'll be honest with you. I wish it was CaldwellBanker.com. I wish it was ColoradoHomes.com. Because it's really expensive to do Realtor.com properly. I'll get to that in a moment. Let me just kind of share with you one of the truths that many people think, and that is that, well, what's the big deal? Every single listing that goes on the MLS service, the multiple listing service, will go on to Realtor.com. And well, quite frankly, that's correct. Like you'll see here, here's a listing, a beautiful listing on Jackson Street, priced at $2.7 million. You'll see photographs, and unfortunately, many properties on Realtor.com don't even have photographs. But let's assume for a minute, Kevin, that you're the one buyer to buy this beautiful home. You're on your computer right now, you're scrolling along trying to get more information on this property, and you decide you want to get a phone number so you can call someone. Take a look. Do you see any information on there that might be helpful?
You sure this isn't a trick question? I don't... Oh, maybe at the bottom.
Very small font. You'll see it right there at the very bottom. In fact, it says call Hanover Realty, and it doesn't even say call. It just says Hanover Realty and the phone number. Now, if we had more time, I'd take a moment and give you a really good experiment. We'd call this phone number. I think you'd be stunned to find that this phone number is answered by a machine. So imagine this, Kevin. You're the one buyer for this property, and you're making the phone call, and you find out, that's Hanover calling us now probably, you find out there's a machine answering the call. And quite frankly, that's not the kind of service you would expect on a $2.7 million listing, and nor would we expect that on your beautiful home. So let me share with you why I spend a couple $1,000s a year to set myself, and more importantly, my customers' homes apart from the competition. Here's a sample of my listings, one of my listings. You'll notice my beautiful photograph right here. I had much longer hair back in those days. But most importantly, my name, my phone number, and all of my contact information. Again, comparing it to the other property here where it doesn't exist at all. At the end of the day, I can't sell your home unless I can get people inside your property and tell the story about your home. So we take great pride in making sure that we have the enhanced listings on every single listing that we take. It does make the difference. In fact, it's sad to say, only about 25% of all listings on Realtor.com feature the agent and the agent's name and the agent's phone number. One of the most important tools. It's no surprise to either one of us that 90% of all home buyers go online before they call their local real estate professional. I want to make sure when those folks go online, they get a hold of me so we can get your home sold. Now, this kind of sums up the basic package of what sets us apart from the competition. Maybe it answers the question why we were able to sell more homes than anybody else in Front Range of Colorado, nearly 8,000 homes last year, and why no one sells more luxury homes in Colorado than Coldwell Banker. I think it's because we do things differently. But I think the last thing I want to mention to you, Kevin, that I think is really important, is that every day I choose to be a part of Coldwell Banker. It's a decision that I make. I can join any company I want to. In fact, you were most recently listed with, what company was that again?
I was with Kentwood.
Oh, a fine, fine company, by the way. One of the best companies. And I got to be honest with you, Kentwood's asked me a number of times to come join their team, but the reality is I don't have the level of tools, the level of systems and programs to distinctively separate your home from the competition at any other company than Coldwell Banker. And that's why I'm a part of Coldwell Banker. Any questions about the marketing process?
Well, you know, Chris, I have to be honest, I'm impressed with the fact that you kept your word, that you're actually inside 15 minutes. Good. Would you mind sticking around just a little bit longer? My wife will be home in about 10 minutes. Yeah. I told her we were meeting because we need to talk about fees and things like that.
Sure. No, absolutely. And as I said, I wouldn't take more than 15, 20 minutes. And if I didn't say, if what I didn't say made good business sense, I would stand up and leave. I'm already standing up. So.